Hello and welcome to the History of Star Wars. Today's episode, Kyber Crystals. A Kyber crystal, simply known as a Kyber, also called a lightsaber crystal, living crystal, and known in ancient times as a Kyber crystal, were rare force-attuned crystals that grew in nature and were found on scattered planets across the galaxy. They were used by the Jedi and the Sith in construction of their lightsabers. As part of Jedi training, younglings were sent to crystal caves of the ice planet of Loam to mine crystals in order to construct their own lightsabers. The crystal's mix of unique luster was called the Water of Kyber by the Jedi. There were also larger, rarer crystals of power that, according to legends, were used at the heart of ancient superweapons by the Sith. Kyber crystals were force-attuned crystals that grew rarely but throughout the galaxy, with some areas having a greater abundance than others. The crystals concentrated energy in a unique manner through the Force, resonating with it. The crystals exhibited a sort of collective consciousness verging on sentience, and could non-verbally communicate with both one another and living beings. Some theorize that permutations in the Kyber lattice were comparable to emotional shifts in sentient beings. Internally, Kyber crystals were composed of both organic and inorganic matter. They were stable at temperatures and pressures found in the cores of large stars, and were thus impervious to fire and resistant to hammering, and noted for their intricate patterns. Kyber crystals were sturdy enough to survive the violent explosion of a lightsaber's power grid, such as those caused by accidental inverting of the emitter matrix during the weapon's assembly. Kyber crystals would not warm a sheath or a towel, or any inanimate object, responding only to life, including plant life. If an individual were to wrap their hand around a crystal, the crystal would warm but not change in temperature. The crystals grew in an organized way, adding to their prismatic structure one piece at a time. They had no discernible pattern, and thus could be found from sizes as small as a fingernail to gigantic proportions. All Kyber crystals were attuned to the Force regardless of their size. Incorrectly pumping laser energy into crystals weakened their lattice in the same way living cells were affected by radiation. Before the Jedi and Sith orders, Kyber crystals were worshipped by primitive societies for their fire-resistant properties, intricate structures, and near impermeability, signs which made them outwardly eternal. Advanced beings associated them with wind, rain, and breath. It is believed that the Jedi saw them as embodying an aspect of the Force. Over the centuries, the Jedi's amassed almost an exclusive right to the crystals, protecting and collecting them to decorate their temples and power their lightsabers. Some saw this collection of Kybers as proof of the Jedi's inordinate greed, and their secrecy over its nature a result of the wish to remain in power. Others saw the Jedi as protecting the galaxy from those who might use the powers of the crystals for dark purposes. During the ancient wars between the Jedi and the Sith, both sides fought over control of the galaxy. Super weapons were created by the Sith that were powered by giant Kyber crystals. The Sith temple on the planet Malachor had one such super weapon. Although these stories are considered legends, a giant Kyber crystal was discovered on Utappa during the Clone Wars. The Confederacy of Independent Systems attempted to acquire the crystal, but they were discovered by Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker. The Jedi were able to prevent the crystals from falling further into the Confederate hands, though Yoda was concerned that Darth Sidious would discover another giant Kyber crystal in order to construct another superweapon. Kyber crystals come in 9 different colors: black, blue, light blue, green, yellow-green, purple or amethyst, red, white, and yellow. Thank you for watching the history of the Kyber crystals. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you can. If you have, thank you. Special thanks to Wikipedia for all information you heard today. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.